Hey, this is Lee here again with DisputeBee. Welcome back to our next video where I'm going to show you how you can send your letters via United States Postal Service mail without actually having to download, print, or put anything in envelopes. You won't have to take anything to the post office. You'll be able to send your letters via United States Postal Service standard or certified mail with just the click of a button. So I'm going to show you how to get that set up right now. The first thing you're going to want to do is in the bottom left, click on the gear icon that says Settings. Then you're going to click on this tab that says Operational Settings, and you're going to scroll down a little bit to a section that says Letter Mailing, and in parentheses it says lob.com integration. The letters will be sent out via a website called lob.com. And here's what lob.com looks like. This is a company that handles mail for many successful companies, and they maintain a network of print stations around the country, and you can send, basically you send them a PDF document or an image or whatever you want to be in your letter, and they will print it and send it for you. And you're going to be able to do that directly from DisputeBee, and it's going to be simple. I'm going to show you how easy it is. But first, let's take a look at the pricing. It's actually very inexpensive. So once you create an account, you're not even going to have to pay a monthly fee for the base account. The developer account here, which is $0 per month, will work fine if you are doing up to 5,000 monthly mailings. If you look at the prices down here, you're going to be paying 67 cents per letter. And if I can find it when I scroll down here, the pricing for certified mail here is $5 per letter, or certified mail with an electronic return receipt is $6.75 per letter. So you're only paying postage and you're not really paying anything on top of that. So let's take a look at what happens when you sign up. If you click the Try It Now button, you can create an account. And I'm just going to create a test account here. Just a fake email address, and check the box that says you've agreed to their terms, sign up free, and here you go. Just say take me to the dashboard, and now you're in your account. The very next thing you're going to want to do is in the top right corner, go to your settings, and then you're going to click on this tab that says API keys. You're going to look at where it says secret API keys, and you'll see here it says live environment and a test environment. For testing purposes, you can copy this test API key, and we're going to use that in our DisputeBee account for now so you can see how this works. When you're ready to actually start sending real mail, you're going to want to take the key here for live environment, and you're going to want to use that in your DisputeBee account. So for now, we're just going to take this test environment API key. So let's go back to DisputeBee, and I'm going to check this box that says turn on lob.com integration. Now I'm going to paste the key that I just copied, and I'm just going to hit save. And with that, the integration is already set up. It's that simple. Now let's say for bureau letters, this means letters that are being sent to TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. I want to send those via certified mail. And let's say for mail that's going to furnishers, by default, I just want to send that via standard mail. And if I'm sending letters to secondary bureaus such as SageStream or LexisNexis, by default, those are also going to go out by standard mail. You might have your own setup, but this is just what I'll choose for now. So we click Save, and we're going to go back to our clients and go to disputes, and we're going to create a couple of letters here. So we're just going to create some of our basic collection letters, and here you see are our standard letters. Now everything looks the same so far. The only thing that's going to be different here is when I click send, it's going to instead say this will immediately send these letters via lob.com. So let's click yes, send now. And now you'll see that the letter disappeared from this list, like it usually does, and it's gone into the Sent tab, except now the only difference will be you see this icon of a green envelope, and when you hover over it, it says View Lob Letter. So if I click on that, this letter is going to open up in lob.com, and you can see here's the title, Jim Doe Collection Round 1 Bureau, TransUnion, 8/29/2019, which is today's date. If you click on View Letter, you can see here is the cover page with the USPS certified mail barcode. It has a return address with your client's address on it, and here's the address where it's going to, TransUnion. And if you scroll down here, you can see here is the actual letter, just as it was in DisputeBee. If you scroll down a little further, you can see here is the recipient, here is the sender, here are the letter details. You can see that extra service here says certified, and that's because if you recall, we chose to send by default letters that were going to a credit bureau were going to be sent by USPS certified mail. Now let's go back to DisputeBee. If you go back to one of our unsent letters and you edit this letter, you're going to see this letter here is for Equifax. Now, by default, you're going to see that the certified option is checked. This is what's going to be chosen by default for your letters because that's what we chose in the options for lob.com. Now, if for some reason you want to change that on a per letter basis, you can still change that here. So let's say you want this letter to go out via standard mail. You can select that here and save it. Now this Equifax letter, if we send that via lob.com and we look at that letter, you'll notice if you scroll down, here it is, extra service none, and mail type is USPS standard. So you can select whichever mail service you want for your letters. And again, if we view this letter, this is just a standard letter here. So it's really that simple. You set up your lob.com integration, and every time you click on this sent icon, I can even send all of these letters, let's say. Say I want to send all of these at once. And there you go. You've just sent off 6 letters through the Postal Service via certified mail, and you haven't downloaded or printed anything. You haven't addressed any envelopes or gone to the post office. It can't get any easier than this. And to view all of these letters, you just click on this icon, and here you go. So if you want to come back and see if this letter has been sent, view the updated tracking information on it, things like that, you can always come to lob.com to do that. And if you click on your list of letters here, there's a link on the left side, you can see a list of all the letters that were sent out from lob.com here. This will mirror exactly what you see in your DisputeBee interface. Any letters that you've sent via lob.com will be indicated with a green envelope. Now, sometimes there might be an error when you try to send via lob.com, and I'll show you what that will look like. Let's create a new dispute for a collection, and what I'm going to do is after I create this dispute, I'm going to do an advanced step here and change the address for this collector. So I'm going to go into advanced mode, and you can ignore this step right now. I'm just going to change the address and purposely make this an invalid address. So I'm just going to put in some gibberish here for the address, and I'm going to update that. So if I go back to our normal mode here, and I view this letter for ECMC, you can now see that the address isn't a real address. It's just a bunch of gibberish. It's not a valid address. So if I attempt to send this letter via lob.com, here's what will happen. You can see that the letter did not move into the Sent tab. It's instead still here, and there's a yellow icon with a error here. And this error comes directly from lob.com, and it says the address city is required or must be a string. Now, when you read an error like that, that usually means that something is wrong with the address. And of course, that's what is wrong in this case, and you will see that indicated here. So if you ever come across a letter that's not being sent, it's usually going to be the address, and to update that, you're going to have to switch to advanced mode, and you just need to find the name of the furnisher in this list here. And if I go over here, I won't be able to find the original address again, actually, since I deleted it now. But if I went and edited this address for ECMC back to a valid address, you would then be able to send that letter again. So actually what I'll do is, let's take an address from IC system here, and we're going to go to ECMC, and even though this is not going to be the correct address, this will be a valid address that will let us send it in lob.com. So here we go. Now if I go back to our basic mode, and this letter that previously had the error, if I try to resend this with a valid address now, you can see it has now sent. And just like all these other letters, it shows up in the list with the green icon of a letter, which you can view directly on lob.com. And that's it. It's that simple to start sending out mail with the click of a button. And again, when lob.com sends these letters out, the recipient, such as the credit bureaus and the collection agencies, they will receive letters just the same way they receive any other letter via standard or certified mail. You're saving yourself a ton of time and getting the same results and the same pricing. So that's it for sending with lob.com. If you have any questions on setting up your integration, feel free to ask me. Remember that if you go to your settings, before you're ready to turn this live, you will need to get your live environment API key copied into your DisputeBee settings. When you're testing things, use the test API key, and when you're ready to go live, use your live API key. Alright, well that's it for this video. Stay tuned to see what's coming next.